I know I always said I was going to get a Scuff controller, that way I could not only review it, but also use it, and today I'm actually buying a Scuff controller off of Marketplace, and it's a PS4 one. This has to be the cutest thing ever. Aww. Anyways, I'm super hyped to actually have this just because, again, like I've always thought about getting a Scuff. Now this isn't the exact same one that I would normally go for, because the one that I would go for would be the Infinity Pro, I believe it's called. It's the one that looks like a PS4 controller, but isn't the fat one. So I hope that makes sense, but you guys will see it soon. And then after that, we're gonna test it out. Okay, so this is the Scuff controller. This is the box. Actually, it came in a box, but this is just a hard case too, which I think is really nice. This thing, absolutely brand new. It's got paddles on it. It's gonna be interesting to kind of use controller for the first time, but I'm actually really happy. So this is a Scuff controller. I think it's a PS5 edition. So it's a little bit thicker, but honestly, this fits in my hand very, very nicely. The only problem is I have to have a micro USB in here in order to plug it to my PC, which I'm pretty sure I don't have. So we're gonna go to Best Buy and get one.
At this point, my excitement was through the roof. I now owned a Scuff controller.
Now that I got a 9-footer, which this should be good, I should be good. Micro USB to USB, awesome. Looks good. We're gonna try this out, I'm excited.
This here is the Scuff Gaming PS4 Vantage.
Probably was a good idea for me to actually read what the back paddle said, because they literally say the name of the controller here. A few key aspects of this thing. One, it feels great in my hands, but two, it feels very clicky. Everything feels very responsive. But then here on the D-pad is where I'm a little not so fond of.
Now, all Scuff controllers have the ability to be interchanged or customized to the user's preference. But if there is one thing to complain about, it's the D-pad.
This D-pad here, I'm not so fond of, because check this out. It's literally held on by magnets. Not the worst thing, especially if you're just trying to change it out. But if you're playing with it, you can see it's not exactly the most leveled. And plus, when I go to this side, look at that, I'm already taking it off the actual D-pad itself. I'm not sure if this is actually broken, because this is from Marketplace, but overall the controller feels really, really fun. So now it's just time to test it out. Now, since I bought this off Marketplace, I don't know exactly everything that is on here, but it doesn't seem like I have the digital tap bumpers here or the triggers, but at least they're responsive, and that's what I like. Well, it's responsive to this point. I haven't tried it, obviously, but we'll see how it is. Because, again, this is bought off Marketplace, so I'm not exactly sure everything that was bought within this pre-built package. Alright, guys, so I have everything set up. I have the Scuff controller attached with the micro USB to USB cable. And now what I'm about to do is we are going to play some Call of Duty to see, without messing with any settings internally, if this actually does perform like it should. Granted, I have never played on a controller, so this is probably going to be really bad. Okay, so far, doesn't look too... Oh, it's not gonna do it because I'm in mouse and keyboard. This is sad, I don't even know how to turn on a controller.
This was pretty embarrassing. I legit spent over an hour researching and looking at forums just to see how I could even possibly turn this controller on. A normal controller is just plug and play, meaning you just have to plug in the correct cable type and then the power from the PC will turn it on and you can use it. But this isn't any normal controller. Off camera, I emailed the only people that would know how to fix this issue best, and that was Scuff Gaming themselves. So I emailed them, and now it's just time to wait to see what they had to say.
Just as an FYI, they actually don't make this controller anymore. This controller is really good. Unfortunately, since they don't make this controller anymore, attaching this with a micro USB to a USB to PC does not work anymore. And with that, it's just because you have to have a driver for this, which I didn't realize. So it's not a literal plug and play, unfortunately. If it was, it would be so much better, but Scuff is Scuff. Because this thing doesn't exist anymore, you legitimately cannot find a driver that works with this. So yes, technically this controller does indeed work. The only problem is, since it doesn't have that driver and you can't download it anywhere, and here's proof. This is on Scuff.com. They literally don't have this available anymore, which means I cannot play any games, even Call of Duty specifically, with this controller. So, in actuality, it's like, yeah, I got a Scuff controller, and I can't really even make a review on having this work because it seems like it doesn't work. So yeah, that's a bummer.
Luckily, I bought this for well below sale price, so it's just a matter of time to see what Scuff comes back with. Let's try it. Okay, so it's the next day, but what I did last night was actually email Scuff Gaming. Because I'm like, who wouldn't be better to know about Scuff controllers than Scuff themselves? And guess what? Not even 12 hours later, they emailed me back, not only sent me the driver, but they sent me an entire link of how to do everything, but as well as step-by-step. So installing the driver, which I'm gonna do this all off camera, but for getting audio device, because this thing does connect it to an audio device, and that was one of the main troubles that I had, but I had reset that and it still wasn't working. That's it, there's 2 steps, but under those 2 steps, there's a bunch of stuff to do. So I'm gonna do those off camera, and then we are going to test this controller and hope that it works. That's good news, because that never happened last night. So maybe it was just a driver problem. Let's test it. Okay, so we have a light on the controller, but that doesn't... Okay, never mind, it works. Wow. Okay, so literally all it was a driver. I don't know how do I back out of that? We're just gonna get it to where we can play a game, and then we'll figure out the controller. Alright, this should be rather fun here. Well, at least it works now, that's good. I couldn't get it last night. I have a wired connection still. Literally all it was a driver, and that driver was the easiest setup ever. Double click it because it is an exe file, and then say where you want it to be located, and after that the PC recognizes it. It's crazy how simple sometimes PC stuff is. I'm excited to use this. I know I'm going to be really bad with it. This is the part where we find out whether or not mouse and keyboard is indeed better than a Scuff controller, or even controller in general, or the other way around. Oh god, I'm really excited to use this actually. During gameplay with this video, it's not going to look nearly as good as what it's probably going to look like for me. So I just want to make that very, very clear, because realistically, for some reason, the OBS software and recording and streaming does not work on my PC anymore. I have normal settings on. I did not change anything in this game, so whatever this is whatever this is. Why can't I look? Uh-oh. Yep, it's never ending. But thankfully, it seems like this is not even a controller or driver problem. It's actually a problem with Call of Duty. In the Call of Duty main menu, you have to go to Settings, then go to Quick Settings, and then go to the aiming input device. Doesn't matter if you're starting off with controller or mouse and keyboard, you have to switch it to whichever you're using to aim, and then you should be all set. Alright, oh, yep, there we go. It works. Damn, it works really well. Yeah, the aim is a little not good. Okay, so I can aim with 2 different things here. Honestly, it's not that hard to do. Very responsive. You can obviously customize your keybinds and everything, but very, very, very responsive. I love this. It's just a matter of kind of getting used to the control. Dude, honestly, really happy with this. It doesn't feel like a regular controller at all. When I had a PS4 controller, a DualShock 4, I was not good with it. This one just feels like it's good for any beginner. I've never played controller in my life. Dude. Oh, it's not even that bad. Oh, yep. Listen to me, guys. If you want to get a Scuff controller, I highly recommend it. There's literally nothing wrong with this thing. It's, again, super cool that it has its own driver system to it. So if there are updates, you can update it. You can play it wirelessly. You can play it wired like I have it. You can even do what looks like headset options here. I'm not 100% sure, but it's right next to here. This is a Vantage, so you can't even get the Vantage anymore, but you can get like Infinity Pros and all those guys. This is without the digital bumper, so these are, think of the reactive ones, so they bounce back. Honestly, from Marketplace. Literally from Marketplace. And we got a Scuff controller that works, and it works really well. So guys, honestly, if you want to get a Scuff controller yourself, go get one, but hit that subscribe button if you're new. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, I'm gonna buy some more stuff.